Morning, CSL Seattle. Happy holidays. This is Get Up. Old melodies in your head play over and over, listening to doubt about how life has turned out. I'm here to tell you it's not over, not over. Time to rise again is what it's about. Yeah, don't you know? This road we travel twists again and again. We can never go back, so keep on looking ahead, yeah. I'm here to love you again and again. Find you, remind you to never give in, yeah. Never give in. Whoa. Get up. I know you have it in you. Get up. I know the truth of you. Get up. You've been on the ground too long, singing the same old sad song. If you get up, I know you will carry on. Carry on. Carry on. Oh. Life is not a fantasy. Look closer, look closer. There is a richness beyond what you dream, yeah. My highest self is getting closer and closer. Faith will make a way. Believe it to see, yeah. Believe it to see. Come on, get up. I know you have it in you. Get up. I know the truth of you. Get up. Even on the ground too long, singing the same old sad song. If you get up, I know you will carry on. Oh, carry on. Come on, carry on. Oh, yeah. Get up. This is your time now. Get up. Remember who you are. Get up. You are wise and you are strong. Always all right all along. You will get up and I know you're gonna carry on. Yeah, you're gonna carry on. Oh, you're gonna carry on. Yeah, carry on. Said, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. I know you're gonna carry on. Say, get up, come on. Get up, sing it with me, say, get up, I know you're gonna carry on.
And I think that this is such a special day because we're only a few days away from the end of the year. And I was thinking that a lot of people really want to just say, like, there's 2020, goodbye 2020. Don't let the door hit you as we go, like one of those kinds of years. Well, I do have to say that it has been a challenging year, and it's been very challenging as community leaders, as faith leaders, because we get to hear and see and know what the energy of the community is doing. And I can say that there's been a lot of pain and a lot of sorrow, a lot of people who've lost their jobs. I know personally at least 2 people who've lost their fathers to COVID, and it's just been a really, really hard year. And yet at the same time, I want to focus this time in looking at the miracles. I'd like to see that perhaps this year has been a year of miracles. I want to appreciate the miracle of 2020. Dale Carnegie says, it isn't what you have or who you are or where you are or what you're doing that makes you happy or unhappy. It's about what you think about. So I thought we could take this time to think about the miracles that have happened, and also for me to give you some practical advice on how to move forward, on how to think about what you would love for this upcoming year. The first thing that I wanted to point out is that there is a vaccine for COVID-19. There is a vaccine, and it is being distributed around the globe right now. Now, that's a miracle, and you may not really get how big of a miracle it is, but what I've read is that most vaccines take from the inception about 10 to 15 years to develop. 10 to 15 years, especially if there is a new virus or malady out there in the world. 10 to 15 years. And yet, it hasn't even been a year, and we've come up with a COVID-19 vaccine. And people may think, oh, that's because we're cutting corners, and that's because, people weren't doing the due process. Well, that's not true. The fact is that there were 2 coronaviruses that happened in the last 2 decades, and one is SARS and one is MERS. One happened in 2002, one happened in 2012, and because of those 2 pandemic-like coronaviruses, the scientists and the researchers thought about, what if there was a future coronavirus? What could we create as a template for a vaccine, where all we would need is the genetic mapping of whatever the new coronavirus is, and we could just do a little plug and play into this template, this vaccine template that already works for SARS and already works for MERS. And so the scientists were forward thinking in the idea of, we want to make it so that way if something like this happens, it doesn't destroy the world. We can go ahead and create something. And so they brilliantly figured out how to do that very thing. And not only was that, so all of this research, since 2002, research has been done on coronaviruses, and researchers were thinking in advance of what to do if a novel coronavirus emerged that could possibly lead to a pandemic. And they already created something. So out of all of the pandemic viruses that are novel, that could emerge, a coronavirus is the only one that we had this thing for, this particular template for. And that's the kind of virus that emerged for the pandemic. So I don't know about you, but I think it's a miracle that of everything to emerge, that's the thing that emerged. That we already had almost 18 years of groundwork already laid and ready and prepared and ready to go into a vaccine. So not only that, but there was unprecedented. Now, I know this is the year. This is like the word of the year, don't you think? Didn't you hear this word a lot? Unprecedented. But there was unprecedented global cooperation moving this vaccine development along. The researchers who uncovered the viral sequence distributed it universally to the entire world. They made it so that people can sequence the virus quickly, and that the information is shared globally without any inhibitions. There was a free sharing of this knowledge. Then, to top it off, the scientists didn't have any trouble in enrolling participants in the trials. Usually they need like 5,000 people. All the trials had at least 60,000 people. So many people were enrolled in making sure these viruses were safe, making sure that due process was taking place. And to top it off, the researchers usually have to worry about shelf stability, like how long are we going to keep this vaccine or this potential thing, because we need to distribute it and get it out there in the world. But they don't need to worry about shelf stability. And so that actually reduced the time that the research takes, because there were so many people willing to be utilized as for the research. More than ever. And if you're out there, I know that there's some people even in our community that participated in this research. I just want to thank you. Thank you for being our guinea pigs, being the people who are willing to be tested upon to make sure that these vaccines are safe. And I appreciate you. And I also want you to know that everything came together in a way that has never happened before. Nothing like this has happened before. It is a miracle. A miracle is an extraordinary event that seems to have all the blocks taken out of the way. It's as if there is a divine hand in it all. Well, I don't know about you, but to me, that was a miracle. It seems like all of the things were already put in place so that this time we could save thousands, millions of lives. So many people's lives. And I'm sorry for all of those who lost their life to this virus. Like I said, I personally know 2 people who have lost parents to the virus, and my condolences go out to everybody who's lost anybody. And I also recognize and know that there is meaning in all of this. This time period where we have gone to our places of isolation and had to shift and change how we do everything. The entire world has had to shift and change how we do everything. That in that shift and in that change, newness comes about. Because within anything, within any challenge or difficulty, growth transpires. And so we've been in this period of growth and affirmation and shifting. And so I acknowledge that there is good in this. Eckhart Tolle said, acknowledging the good that you already have in your life is the foundation for all abundance. When you love what is, it fills you with enthusiasm and energy. And as a result, you get more enthusiasm and energy. You draw to you that which you are putting out into the world. You become a magnet for possibility. And I don't know about you, but I want that to be like on my car. I am a magnet for possibility. I'm a place where abundance shows up. I'm a place where joy shows up. I'm a place where miracles show up. I allow myself to be open to multiple miracles right here and right now. That's how I want to live my life. I actually want to live I want to live a life of prosperity. I want to live a life where I feel fulfillment, and I want to live a life where I am happy. Now, I don't mean like happy, like I'm happy all the time, and I'm doing spiritual bypass, and I'm not acknowledging the sadness or the feelings or processing them. I mean that overall, I have a life that I'm grateful for. That's how I want to live. So I was reading this article from Lori, well, it was an article about Lori Santos, who is a Yale psychology professor. And she wrote a class called Psychology and the Good Life. So I have a couple of key points that I took from this article that I think are really good for us to remember today. As a matter of fact, I created 5 points of 5 easy bullet points for you to remember today on how to move forward and take and glean from 2020 and move into 2021. Because, as I said at the solstice service, the darkness is like a womb. The darkness is like the soil. And you cannot have newness without the darkness. You cannot have rich and nutritious soil without the fertilizer. And this year has been an opportunity for us to go inward, for us to reflect, for us to have perhaps some fertilizer put on our soil. And from that, the most prominent, nutritious seeds are planted and birthed into life. So that's the place where, if you think about this time of darkness, of change, of difficulty, of being isolated, of being separate from each other, this is what it is producing. And so the first thing I want to encourage you to do, and this was part of Professor Santos' class, the first thing is, if you want to have a good and happy life, then you engage with people. You are in community with people. Now, that's been very difficult right now, but it means you need to take conscious social action, conscious action to be social with people. You need to take a step out, and maybe not literally a step out, but maybe you take a virtual step out into the world into a new way. So I asked my friends, what have you been doing during this time? And some people were having cocktail social hours. I learned about Jackbox.tv, and we started having family game nights and friend game nights where we're just all virtually playing games online. I noticed that some of my other friends, they said, oh, well, I'm alone at my desk and I don't live with anybody, so I'm co-working. I just have somebody up on Zoom and we're just typing away, and it's like we're in a little co-working environment. They're doing their job, I'm doing my job. But if you haven't engaged in community in a deep and profound way, I encourage you to make a commitment and take a step to engage in community today. We're social creatures. We're meant to interact with each other. And one of the issues that people complained about during lockdowns is feeling isolated and lacking that interaction with people. And then that leads to feeling bad. Well, Wayne Dyer said that the only thing that feeling bad accomplishes is to plummet you into anxiety, despair, depression, and stress. In such situations, ask yourself, in that moment, what thought can you have that will make you feel good? What thought can you have that will make you feel good? See, a thought is like a vehicle in the spiritual world. It's a thing that actually produces something. It shifts the way our body reacts. It allows us to experience the world in a different way, no matter what our thoughts are. And we could be somebody could be in heaven, and somebody could be in hell, and they could be in the same place at the same time. And the only difference is what they are perceiving with their thoughts. So ask yourself, what thought can make me feel good? I encourage you that one of the things that can help you continue to think thoughts that help you feel good is by being in community. So I encourage you to take social action, take action to be in community. Surround yourself with people who are going to uplift you. Surround yourself with people who are there when you're down, that they're going to love you up for who you are, that they allow you to be in the space if you need to grieve, if you need to be in the space where you need to just share your feelings, that they're going to love you no matter what. We have so many opportunities in this community for you to do that very thing. So I encourage you to sign online, look at our community groups, look at our different classes that we have going on. We have a gold mine of opportunities for you. And I want you to be a part of this, not just watching at home on Sundays, but a part of engaging in regular community. It's easier when you get to drive and go to a place and have it happen for you, but now it's essential that you take extra steps to take care of yourself and love yourself enough that you're going to allow yourself to be loved up by community. So I encourage you that's the first thing that I encourage you to do today. The second thing is to look for the miracles. So this year has been a tale of two cities, right? It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. And we can have the worst of times. And at the same time, from the worst of times, the most amazing awarenesses are birthed. Again, it takes the fertilizer in order for the seed to be born and to reveal itself anew. So what has been birthed in you during this time period? What seeds have been planted? What newness has come about? Start looking for them. Start looking for the miracles. I like to use as my affirmation that miracles happen to me every day. And then I look for them, and I notice how, as I'm driving along, a bald eagle is flying along with my car. I notice whenever I'm at a stoplight and maybe somebody runs a stoplight and nobody gets hurt. I notice the little miracles that happens every day. And that's the most important thing, is to look for them. When we start looking for miracles and we start activating that awareness within ourselves, we start opening the genius codes in our body. We start seeing the higher vibration and activating that within ourselves. You see, as humans, we can either grow in our pain or we can grow in our wisdom, but we're still growing no matter what. And we can realize that pain pushes or vision pulls. And so we're either being pushed by our pain or pulled towards our vision. But the way that we see that, the way we recognize that is by looking for the miracles. We start seeing them in everything. It doesn't have to be big. It can be a little miracle that's happening right now. Can you imagine? I just think about, somebody standing in line and they're looking at their cell phone in an airport and they're pissed off because it's taking forever for their cell phone to load. And then they get on a plane and fly somewhere. Like you're in a thousands. An airplane is like thousands of pounds of metal, and yet that thing is shooting through the sky, just like our cell phones. We have our phones, and oh my gosh, I'm able to, do what the Jetsons did, is see a person's face on my phone and talk to them face to face right there. I mean, it's amazing what's going on right now. It's amazing that we have hundreds of thousands of people watching this. It's amazing that people are able to be connected and not be in the physical place with each other. It's a miracle. And the miracle happened because somebody listened to their own divine genius, to their own creative energy. They were tuned in and tapped into what they were here for, how they could be a contribution on the planet. And then they listened and they took actions, and they took steps, and they made a difference in society. And that's you today, right now. You're the miracle. You're a part of the miracle that is this thing called life. Some people look back at this year and say it was a tragedy. But there might be some things that happened this year that you may not know about that are miracles. The first thing I wanted to share with you was that in June, the U.S. Supreme Court passed a landmark ruling protecting LGBTQIA plus citizens from workplace discrimination. Justice Neil Gorsuch authored the decision, and he said that it is impossible to discriminate against a person for being homosexual or transgender without discriminating against that person based on sex. I don't know about you, but I am so grateful for our society evolving and recognizing that people deserve to be welcome in their own workplace. That where our society is moving forward in a way that we see that we show up differently and we honor and respect each other for that. This year, the Social Progress Index, which you can look that up, it measures the social and economic performance of all of the world's countries over time, has revealed that this year the world had improved on 8 of the 12 key measures in the past decade. And 95% of the countries in the world improved by 1 point or more. And only 2% of the countries in the world declined. And maybe you may not have heard, but this year, the U.S. imprisonment rate reached its lowest level in more than 20 years, with the greatest decline coming among Black Americans, whose imprisonment rate has decreased 34% since 2006. And as all of our imprisonment rates have fallen, former prisons, jails, and detention centers, which were facilities that confined people, are now being converted into ones that support people. So they're being converted from jails to mental health clinics, to community centers, to homes for former convicts, because they're not being utilized, and so they're translating them into centers of support. Can you imagine if we translated even more into centers of support systems? I'm so grateful that we are awakening to the way that supporting one another is the best way for healing to happen. Supporting each other and recognizing that hurt people, and we can't just keep hurting people and hoping that they'll heal, that we have to heal with them. That we've got to collaborate with each other in order to heal ourselves and heal each other in order to create a world that works for everyone. The third thing I want you to do as you look back on this year and look forward is that really pay attention to the gratitude. In this moment, express gratitude. All the major religions have this as a foundation. If you haven't practiced expressing gratitude on a daily basis, I would encourage you to start. You can start by waking up and just saying what you're grateful for in the moment. If you say, I'm thankful for my breath, I'm thankful that I have a roof over my head. I'm thankful that I have a community online of people who I can connect with. I'm thankful that I'm here, that I'm alive. I'm thankful that I have an opportunity to wake up to a new day, that this day is a brand new day. It's a new opportunity for me to express and be myself. I'm grateful for this time, for this moment. Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, Judaism, they all talk about gratitude and its importance. It's a mindset. It's an opportunity where you appreciate all the little pleasures of life. It could be a beautiful sunset. It could be the sound of the rain on your roof. It could be an adorable kitty that wakes you up in the morning and purrs. There's so much to be grateful for. Have you taken the time to be grateful? Wayne Dyer says, be in a state of gratitude for everything that shows up in your life. Be thankful for the storms as well as the smooth sailing. Ask yourself, what is the lesson or the gift in what you are experiencing right now? Find your joy not in what's missing, but what you know, but in how you can serve life. And I think about that, and I remember that great sailors aren't made from smooth seas. Great drivers aren't made from driving on straight roads. Great pilots aren't made from flying in clear skies. It is the storms and the challenges and the twists and the turns and the meanderings of life that bring out, that cause us to rise up and take a stand and bring out the best in who we are. It's like we have to be, where the diamond has that pressure, it's a coal that has pressure on it, there's pressure and it makes a diamond. And then if you have a diamond within it, you've got to rub out all of the rough edges to see the sparkle that's within. Well, that's what life does to all of us. There's rough edges, and our rough edges in life kind of rub us down so that our sparkle can shine, that we can show who we truly are in this world. And everybody is made up of that divine sparkle. Everybody has it. And if you don't think you have, you've just forgotten who you are. And I'm here to say that you are sacred, you are holy, you are a part of this divine God stuff, this star stuff, and it is made to sparkle within you now. And so find your sparkle again. Practice gratitude. Rediscover who you are. We think our problems have something against it. We call it bad luck. We blame other people, but it's in our darkness that our problems are here to transform us to the highest good of who we are. That gives us our lessons, that causes us to grow, that causes that intention for the change so that we can really show our sparkle. The fourth thing I want you to do is practice happiness. Practice happiness. People don't know that that's a practice, but it is. It's like I can want to, work out, and I want to have strong muscles, right? Or I want to have good dental hygiene, so I brush my teeth every morning. So in order for me to get the thing that I want, I have to keep doing it, and I have to choose to keep doing it. I can't just brush my teeth one day. Okay, well, I tried being happy. It was, whatever. Oh, I'm gonna exercise one day. Well, how come I don't have any muscles? If you want to be happy in this world, you got to practice being happy. You got to practice it. You got to make a conscious choice. I'm going to choose to be happy. Now, I also want to make sure, just like Kathy Ann said last week, we're not doing spiritual bypass. If you are grieving, you can grieve. It's okay to feel your emotions. Please allow yourself to experience your emotions, but you can still find joy, even in grief. You can still appreciate and be grateful for what's happened and what's happening and what's processing through your body. You can even appreciate and acknowledge who you're becoming as a result of your grief. That's the one thing, the biggest lesson I learned when my dad died and I was in ministerial school is when somebody close to you in your life passes, that you also go through a mini death. And it's the death of who you used to be and the birth of a new you. And so to acknowledge that also collectively we're going through a death of who we used to be as a society, as a planet, and the emergence of the new us. That is exactly what's happening right now. And so if you want to experience a life where you get to have happiness in it, you get to make a conscious choice in a decision to be happy. You get to consciously choose to create a better world. If things out there are not making you happy and you have an imagining in your head of what would make you happy, then you get to consciously participate in creating what that would be. You are a choice. You are the place that God is showing up right now to create a new tomorrow or a new today. I could be thinking about, this life sucks because nobody cares about our planet, right? People are bulldozing the rainforest, and there's this huge, big collective trash in the middle of the ocean. It's an island of trash that's as big as Rhode Island, and it's terrible. And I could be honing and getting angry and pissed off at all of that. Or I could be paying attention to the fact that this year, more than 2 million people in northern India planted over 250 million trees as a government plan to tackle climate change. And in Pakistan, they announced the creation of 15 new national parks. Sorry, my phone thinks I'm talking to it right now. Thank you, Bixby. I appreciate you. I love you too. It's looking at Pakistan. Oh, thank you. But Pakistan announced the creation of 15 new national parks. And Afghanistan announced the creation of the Bamyan Plateau National Park. It's 5th ever protected area and its second biggest, which is now protecting the ibex, the Ural, and the Persian leopard. I could be recognizing that this year Germany started converting 62 military bases west of the old Iron Curtain into nature reserves for eagles, woodpeckers, bats, and beetles. And this year, Peru began reforesting the area around Machu Picchu. And as a matter of fact, our very own Seattle reported this year that after 2 decades of cleanup efforts, the Duwamish River is the cleanest it's been in over 100 years. So you have the capacity to turn things around. You are the leaders of the world. You are the spiritual leaders of the world because it is your spirit, your essence, your God sense of self that makes the change happen in the world. Michael Beckwith said, "Make peace popular. Make love popular. Make forgiveness popular. Make generosity popular. Make caring for nature popular. You are the way shower. You are the way. You are the one who makes it possible. Life is happening now, and it's happening through you. You are the way and the light. So I want you to remember the last thing, number 5, to be present in the moment. Harvard psychologists found in a study that we spend more than 40% of our time, mind wandering. Thinking about the past, what are we going to do, thinking about the future, and not being present to this moment now. So what if you can be present to this moment? What is happening now? What are you grateful for? What in this moment is a miracle? Pay attention to that. I just watched this movie called Soul. It's on Disney+. And it was about a Joe, who is a middle school band teacher. And he has gigs at nighttime. And he's just about to get the gig of his life, and he falls down a manhole and kind of dies. But he goes to the other side, and he gets an opportunity to come back if he mentors a soul in life. And he realizes that he wasn't paying attention. He was just living for the future, but not living for the now. So I want to encourage you, it's very important to plant seeds for the future, but it's also very important to pay attention to the now, because here is where we're creating the future. This gratitude, this appreciation, this joy, this connection that we have with each other, this is the moment now to expand on that. This is the moment now to create what that possibly could look like collectively. This is the moment now that we get to work together, because we were born for this time. We were born for this moment. We are exactly where we were meant to be at this time, at this place, in the midst of this pandemic. We were here because we were meant to be here. So I encourage you to find your way again, to discover your sparkle, to see who you are, and to practice these 5 things. 1, engage with people. Be in community. We want to see your face. We miss you. 2, look for the miracle. 3, express gratitude. 4, practice happiness. And number 5, be present in the moment. Because I can guarantee you, if you practice this, you will recognize that you are exactly where you are meant to be, exactly right here and right now. Let's pray. I'm so grateful to be in this place where the divine expansion of love is opening me to a greater possibility for life. That in this community, that there is something that allows us to connect virtually. That although it may take time for us to be in our physical presence, that our spiritual presence is already connected. We're connected heart to heart, soul to soul, that we are here to make a collective engagement of creating a new possibility for this world. That we are the change right here and right now, that we are the possibility of what can be. And we get to be that truth right now. We get to be the expression of love. We get to be the expression of power. We get to be the expression of connection. And that the infinite nature of creation supports us fully in fully manifesting this. And so whatever challenges or difficulties have transpired, it is here to cause us to raise up and to stand in the fullness and to share the greatest that we have. Our greatest yet to be is happening now. And so we shine our truth and we show our sparkle and we allow ourselves to be in the midst of what is going on, knowing that we were meant to be here, right now. We are exactly where we were meant to be. Exactly. And I'm so grateful to claim this truth and to know it on our behalf. and to know that God is fully supporting us, completing this year and knowing that the end of something is the beginning of something else. And so as I close this year and I welcome to the newness, I am grateful to know that everything has happened in perfect and divine timing, and I'm grateful for all the newness that is emerging. I welcome it, I claim it, and I know it is happening now. Exactly right now. And for that, I'm grateful, and so it is.
This is exactly. I am exactly where I need to be exactly where I am a blessing manifest, and I can't undress the moment naked time unwinds beneath my mind, and from within I find the kind of beauty only I can find. I am exactly where I need to be exactly where I am surrendering so willingly to be the perfect me inside this now, and truly how else could it be? Destiny, she blesses me, destiny, she blesses me. And when I try to fight or run, I only wind up back at square one. And when I think I know what's best for me, well, fate, she takes me back to exactly where I need to be. I am exactly where I need to be exactly where I am divinely timed and shining brightly. Yes, I believe that there's a purpose just for me. Yes, I believe that we are light and we shine infinitely. I am exactly where I need to be exactly where I am not aimlessly existing. See, I am in perfect harmony with universal energy, and I am truly free when I accept my own divinity. Look at me closely, tell me exactly what you see. If you are paying attention, you will now begin ascension of the mind. Why? Well, because if you look at me just right, you see a kiss. It took a kiss to make this breath exist. The intersection of my mother's and father's lips to touch, twist, perfect what came next to produce me. Yes, look at me and you will see the breeze. The breeze it took to shake the leaves to make my mother's hair move. My father dare touch it and say, please, may I have a kiss? Yes, the breeze made me exist. And if you want to get even deeper into this right now, when you look at me, you will see a big old cloud. That's right, the cloud it took to form the storm, to make the breeze, to shake the leaves, to inspire the lip lock. Yes, raindrop will pop out of these words, you heard me right. Look at me close enough, you'll see a dark, stormy night. And what is night? Well, night ain't night without its polar opposite of sunlight. So if you watch the way my hands sway, you see the light of day. And every day is a testament to the sediment of the earth's core, its ever-spinning enormous force. So when you look at me just right, you see a spark of the source. But the most fascinating thing about this, and it's true, you look at me just right, you see you. See you, see you, see you. It's only what you believe, how you perceive the space between you and me that creates reality. So when I sing, you can feel it. When I cry, you can heal it. When I speak words, you can be the words I speak by singing them with me. Peace, love, free. 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 And when I try to fight or run, I only wind up back at square one. And when I think I know what's best for me, well, fate, she takes me back. And when I am all alone and full of fear, I just remember the rising sun always appears. And every day miracles miracles that I see. Will you take me back? Yes, you take me back. Yes, you take me back to exactly where I need to. Yeah, I am exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. I am exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. Join me singing that. I am exactly where I need to be. I need to be exactly where I am. I am a blessing